Welcome, dear travelers, to the Sisters of the Shire Podcast. I'm Abby, one of your trusty guides, and I'm joined by my partner in adventure, Ashley. Now that we have finished the Silmarillion, we are taking a little side quest and having some fun with some trivia games.
Today, we are joined by maybe not our most avid listener, but definitely one of our biggest supporters, at least, my amazing husband, Nate.
Hello, I'm Nathan.
Hi, Nathan. Yay!
Yay!
We're so glad you're here.
Yes.
Thank you. I didn't have much choice.
Nope. No choice at all.
And they're being an adorable couple, and they're sharing a microphone because it didn't work out with the other one. So bear with us with
For
one
technology.
microphone for two people.
Yes. Yeah, I think when I asked you originally, would you ever want to be on the podcast? You're like, well, I guess that would be funny.
Not the response I thought you'd say, but okay.
Right?
I'm glad you're here, Nate.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stuck to it and were like, all right, let's do this thing.
I appreciate the offer.
You're going to be famous. Famous,
Oh,
baby.
yes.
You're going to be a star.
Mama's little star. You're going to be a star. So I think it's safe to say that being in your home and being married to Ashley, you've had some exposure to Tolkien-related things.
Yes, definitely some exposure.
By choice, by forcing, or...
It just happens to be there.
Mostly by nature.
Yes.
Did you know?
But it's all good things, all good things.
Oh, yes.
So,
Okay,
how would you say things have changed in our house since I started having the podcast?
Well, Ashley has started wearing wizard hats around the house.
That's a secret. I'm supposed to tell people about that.
She's starting to get hair on her feet, and it's like coming in really thick.
She has this big thing that looks like a pot, but she calls it a cauldron.
There's no cauldrons in Lord of the Rings.
No.
Hey, I swear that Sam has one. I swear.
Maybe.
I'll give it to you, Nate.
So let's just preface this going in, because most of our listeners know at least Abby and my Tolkien knowledge. What would you say is your Tolkien knowledge on a scale of 1 being like, I can say the name and that's it, or 10 being like, I can kick your butt, Ashley, in a Tolkien trivia contest?
Probably somewhere near the top, somewhere right around, somewhere right in between 1 and 2, I would say.
The other side of the spectrum. I was like, the top? Whoa. Oh, wait.
Yeah. So, I mean, but you watched the cartoon one growing up, and
Yes.
you also watch it with me whenever I have my marathons. You at least hang in there for maybe 1 or 2, and then you lose interest. And it's not necessarily losing interest, but he just can't sit still that long, kind of a thing. And that's
like hibernation.
But 2 is asking.
You have to go into extended version mode.
Yeah. But I mean, 2 is asking a lot for anyone. So, I mean, I'm already proud that you already do 2. But you have not read any of the books. You've heard me read them to Lizzie and talk about them extensively. But
Yes.
that's about your extent of the knowledge. But I know it's not your favorite thing in the entire world, but what things do you like about Lord of the Rings?
I like the mystery side of it. Just the magical wonderings. I like Gandalf the most.
Oh, no. Mm-hmm. You have another favorite.
Yes.
But you don't remember his name. It's also Abby's favorite.
Yeah. The brown.
Yes. The brown.
Radagast.
Radagast. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, that should have been a trivia question. Darn it.
And then he would have been like, me, I win. I would have been so proud.
Oh, yes.
Radagast is the best.
Radagast is the best. Okay, so this is going to be our first trivia setup, so we might have to do some finagling. We're working out the kinks with you, so thank you for being our test subject. We're treating it like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where every question is multiple choice, and you have 3 lifelines. You can ask a sister, you can cast it into the fire or pass the question, or make it the Pippin version and just take away 2 of the answers and make it as easy as possible on you.
Okay, we were trying to figure out another way to say 50-50, like the lifeline from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, But explain to me the Pippin thing, because I was a little confused.
Because Pippin's not the brightest. So he's like, okay, give it to me like I'm Pippin. Like, narrow it down.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Instead of multiple choice, how about you give me a 50-50 chance?
Yeah.
So that was we can come up with a better one later, but that was just the one I came up with at midnight. So, Okay. Are you ready, Nate? Okay. So 15 questions, all multiple choice. You got your lifelines. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. So
you can do this, Nate. I believe in you.
I'm sweating profusely right now.
So ask a sister means you can either ask me or Ashley. Kind of say.
I'm not your sister. So
one of the sisters.
One of the sisters. Yeah.
I'll just picture you in nun hats.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So Abby, you asked the first question.
Let's do this. Nate, what is the name of your wife's podcast? Is it A, Shire Sisters Podcast, B, The Shire Podcast, C, Sisters of the Shire Podcast, D, The Sisterly Shire Podcast? Sorry,
I'm going to go with C, Sisters of the Shire Podcast.
Yes. Good job, Nate. All right.
Okay.
Next question.
What is the name of the book that we have spent over a year covering in our podcast? Is it A, The Silman, B, The Silmarillion, C, The Silmarillion, or D, Silmarillion?
For question 2, I would like to respond with C, or B, The Silmarillion. B.
I was like, oh no, Nate.
I'm not a failure, I swear.
But I just want to say, I asked this question because every time he would bring up, like, hey, in the Silmarillion, like he would always have a new way of saying it.
It's like how my kids try to say Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's always different every time. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the You have to muffle it. You have to like swallow the syllables. So then it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
One time, I wish I wrote it down because he had the best with Gildadriel and Gildorf. He had the best, like, so close.
Yes. Perfect.
Good job, babe.
All right. Who is the author of these books that we've been talking about? Is it A, J.K.K. Tolkien, B, J.R.R. Rowling, C, R.J.J. Tolkien, D, J.R.R. Tolkien?
I'm going to go with D, J.R.R. Tolkien.
Ooh, you even said it the right way. So proud of you. We don't even do that.
One of my favorite tweets is this parent who was like, I might not be doing great as a parent, but one of my greatest achievements was hearing my 10-year-old trying to convince my 5-year-old that J.R.R. Tolkien's name is Jolkin, Rolkin, Tolkien or something like that. I'm trying to convince that that's his full name. Okay, Nate. Question 4. What color is Gandalf most known for? Gray, B, blue, C, brown, or D, green?
A, gray.
A, gray. But bonus points.
Oh.
He changes color. And what does he change instead of gray?
White.
Yeah! I was thinking by what things he's seen around the house, because obviously I have Lord of the Rings stuff everywhere. But I have a little plush that is Gandalf, but for some reason it's blue. I don't know why they made him blue. Okay. It makes no sense.
It's bluish gray.
It's bluish gray. And then I found this really cute carving thing in a Goodwill that looked exactly like Gandalf, but its robes were painted green. But I kept it because it was so cool. But yeah, what is happening? So I worried that would throw you off, but I'm glad that you got the right answer, babe. I'm so proud of you.
And bonus points.
And the bonus points, yeah. Okay, so what is the name of the place where the hobbits live? Is it A, Gondor, B, Shire, C, Mordor, or D, Shore?
B, Shire.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay. You looked at this next question, Nate, and you went, huh? And you raised your eyebrows a little bit. We're getting a bit more challenging.
All right. Question 6. Which of these races does not exist in Middle-earth? Is it A, dwarves, B, elves, C, ogres, or D, orcs?
D, orcs.
No.
Oh,
Ogres.
no.
There's no ogres.
Yeah.
This isn't Shrek.
There you
That's funny that you say that because we just binged all the Shreks this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's been my go-to now when like the kids have made a mess in a room and I go in there, I'm like, what are you doing in my swamp?
Oh, yeah.
And they know like, oh, we got to clean up.
Yep.
So there are no Shreks in Middle-earth.
Nope.
No Shreks.
No Shreks.
No Shreks.
Okay.
Oh.
Back to the trivia. 7. Which of these names is not a hobbit? A, Gimli, B, Sam, C, Pippin, or D, Merry?
A, Gimli.
Good job.
Good job.
Bonus question. What is Gimli?
Well, he's
Not a hobbit.
not a hobbit. Scroll up. Oh, never
You know
mind.
what, Nate?
He's
I
not
feel
one
like
of
you
those.
would
He's a
be.
dwarf.
You would be.
He's a dwarf. Good job.
I
Good
had
job.
to see the options.
Nate,
Had to
I
go
feel
into that.
like you would be in the fantasy world, other than like the obvious of like an Aragorn or Boromir. I feel like you would really connect with a Gimli. I feel like you
Oh,
two
yeah.
would be very close.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
All right.
Question
Let's
8.
see. What is Legolas's main weapon? Is it A, a slingshot, B, a sword, C, an axe, or D, a bow and arrow?
D, a bow and arrow.
Nice.
Woo! You know, I've always wondered, you know how they name swords? Like, there's Narsil and Sting
Yeah.
and like stuff like
Do
that.
you name
Does
a bow?
he have a name for his bow? Like, do they
He
do that
should.
as well?
They should.
They should. Hey, Tolkien from the grave. Make it happen. I want to know.
I want to know. Okay. Question 9. Who is the Lord of the Rings? Is it A, Gandalf, B, Frodo, C, Saruman, or D, Sauron?
He got some wide
Remember,
eyes.
you got lifelines. Remember, you got lifelines.
Oh, no, I want to ride this one dirty.
Oh, gosh.
D, Sauron.
Yeah!
You know what? I thought you were going to get slipped up with Saruman
Me
because that gets people sometimes because Tolkien
Uh,
didn't think that through and was like, I'm going to name the two biggest bad guys in my book very similar names. And it's
Mhm.
fine. It's okay.
Fine. It's fine. Okay.
He hasn't
actually
used
talked
any
about-
lifelines yet.
I know. I am so proud of you. And we're already on question 10. Okay. What was Tolkien's main area of study in college? Was it A, languages, B, botany, C, history, or D, poetry?
I'll be proud of you, Nate, because that's also me. I'm not 100% sure. Don't ask me on this one.
This one seems like a trick question, but I'm going to
know.
go with A, languages.
Yeah! I'm
Good
so
job,
proud of you.
Nate.
I'm so proud.
I wanted to go with something off wall like botany.
Well, I
but-
feel like he
No, right?
would. Like, if he could have minored in something and, like, actually stuck with it, I think it would have been botany because he freaking loved trees.
But
I
he was a
think-
master of writing,
Yeah,
and that comes from languages.
that's right.
I also feel
Well, in
like
fact-
he
go ahead.
just dabbled in all of these things. Like, he probably didn't
Right.
get a degree, but he probably could talk your ear off about all of those things.
Oh,
Right.
sure. Yeah. Well, and, you know, the thing with Lord of the Rings was like, I didn't create a world and then made a language for it. I made a language for it and then created a world around that.
I was bored.
I was bored. Yeah. In my spare time. But you are doing so good, babe. I'm so proud of you.
Well, the thing that
Yay.
Tolkien did, if you go back up, to understand botany of the world, history of the world, and poetry of the world, you have to be able to read the languages.
It's true.
I'm so proud. That's a proud.
He was wiser than some, you know. Some would have gotten lost in history or poetry or just botany.
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, I can create all of those if I just can create a language.
That's exactly right, babe. He paid attention,
Actually,
you guys.
Are you blushing?
I am blushing. I'll say something inappropriate right now.
For those who can't see through my camera right now, she is gazing lovingly at her husband.
I've never been found you more attractive ever.
Okay, what are we on? 11?
11.
All right. Okay, Nate. Question 11. Where was Mr. Tolkien born? A, England, B, Ireland, C, South Africa, or D, Wales?
You got lifelines.
There's no need for lifelines.
Oh.
I'll struggle on my own. I'll struggle on my own. Thank you very much.
Oh, where was Tolkien born? He was born in England. No. Close.
You know what, Nate? I gotta say,
Is it South Africa?
I don't know this one either because all of those answers are very common for people who like live in England now. You know what I mean? Like they could be born in any of those places and then live in London most of their life. It's a very common thing for like people who live in England now to be like, yeah, I was born in South Africa. Like that was just like a place that a lot of English people lived at sometime in their life. In that time of the world.
Well, yeah.
So,
and think of what year.
Right. That was definitely during the colonizing days of Africa.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah. Fun fact, Tolkien was born in South Africa.
It's crazy to me because I wish he had that accent. South African accent is amazing.
And you know what's funny? Is I get no South Africa vibes. I mean, not that I know South Africa super well, but like no African vibes in The Lord of the Rings. He wasn't there for long enough to get that.
He turned very British very fast.
Yes. Yes, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think there was much Africa influence around South Africa at the time.
Yeah, true.
Well, apparently, I actually heard this story that he had a friend that was like a native tribal person of the area that like kidnapped him when he was little. It was a nice kidnapping. I say that nicely because he just wanted to show the members of his tribe this nice white boy that he found. So the people of like yeah. Isn't he pretty? Isn't it cool? Like he meant to just like kind of borrow him for the day, but yeah, funny story that I found out.
That's amazing. A light kidnapping.
I like kidnapping. Okay, question 12. What is the name of the Ent that helps Merry and Pippin? Is it A, Treebeard, B, Oakman, C, Fangorn, or D, Woodsy?
A, Treebeard.
Yeah! So proud.
Good job. Speaking of Treebeard, Ashley sent me this amazing photo on Halloween of someone in their neighborhood who dressed up like Treebeard. Were they on stilts or was it like above them?
Not stilts, but those like bouncy things.
Pogo sticks?
Not pogo sticks. I mean, they use them for sports now where you can jump on them.
They kind of look like rollerblades, but they have that weird piece of plastic that can like, you can bounce on it.
Yes. I don't know what that's called, but yeah. Amazing. And I would love to show pictures of it. I just don't want to terrify small children because all the pictures I got make it look terrifying. Just because it was really dark and I couldn't get his face right. And so it looks a little scary. But yeah, shout out to that family. The whole family dressed up. The dad was Treebeard. The mom had like the Eye of Sauron on her head. One of the kids was Legolas. And one of the really small boy that was just running around with an axe really was Gimli. And then the daughter, who I found out was like 10 or 11, she was Eowyn and looked exactly like her. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Eowyn! And I was like freaking out about it. And I found out this girl, 11 years old, has already read The Lord of the Rings 3 times.
Amazing. She's cooler than us.
Can I adopt you? I know. Like, can I just like, is it weird if I want to be best friends with you? Or an 11-year-old girl and I don't even really know you.
She's like,
want to join my book club?
Want to join my book club? Too much though.
My friend's daughter dressed up as Rings of Power Galadriel, so she had like a sword and armor and stuff. It was awesome.
That's pretty cool though. Okay, anyways, back to your torture session. I mean, the trivia session.
Okay. Also, there has to be an Ent named Oakman. Oakman.
Right?
I know.
I'm like, I'm coming up with these names. I'm like, how come there aren't any named this one? I liked Woodsy.
Okay.
I'd be friends with Woodsy.
Oh, what's he?
Twiggy, Woodsy. Okay, Nate. Question 13. What is the name of Frodo and Bilbo, because they shared, sword? Is it A, Elendil, B, Narsil, C, Sting, D, Slayer? You got
Looks
this. You
nervous,
can use a
guys.
lifeline.
He looks nervous.
I'd like to go with the Pippin.
Oh, the Pippin? You want a Pippin?
Oh.
Okay.
All right. All
Okay.
right.
All right. So which ones should we take away, Abby?
The first two.
I was thinking the same thing. Okay, so not those two.
I'm going to go with C, Sting.
Yeah!
Yes.
Good
That's the one I thought
job.
it was. The other two at the top sounded fancy, though. and
They
I knew
are
it
real
wasn't
ones in
Slayer,
the-
because that's not Frodo or Bilbo's ways. And I was like, yeah, Sting sounds a little more, Bilbo was a little
Simple.
weak around the wrists.
Well,
to be
you're not
fair,
wrong.
A
Nate.
and B, yeah, A and B are swords in the Lord of the Rings. So
But those are probably
They're just
more
not
manly
Frodo.
swords.
they are more manly swords.
Yeah.
They're not.
And I'm actually
baby
glad that you got
swords.
used one of the lifelines.
Yes.
They're not baby swords.
They're not
The
baby
first two.
swords. Okay, question 14. What is the name of the fiery creature Gandalf battles in the mines? Is it A, a troll, B, a Balrog, C, goblin, or D, Oliphant?
B, Balrog.
Nice!
Yes. That could have slipped you up because in the mines they do bring
I
a
mean-
cave troll.
And
Right.
But-
there were goblins, but I said
Yes.
fiery creature.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, last and final question. You've done so good, babe. I'm so proud.
I'm so proud.
How much do you regret saying you would do this for me?
That's
A,
the final
it's fine.
question.
It's the final question. A, it's fine. B, I regretted it a little bit. C, I'm sweating through my shirt. Or D, I'll get you back.
See, I'm sweating through my shirt.
I knew it!
More or less just a
Yay!
little
But guess
pity
what,
at the
Nate?
moment.
You only missed one.
You only missed one.
You did great.
Right? Not bad.
That was really good. I am so proud.
I will say this for my own husband. He probably will not do as well as you did. So I'm proud
I'm
of you,
glad I
Nate.
didn't get a perfect score then.
I'm proud of you. Thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you.
Well, thank
so
you for
much.
inviting me. I enjoyed myself.
I'm glad.
I'm
Yay!
gonna go blow dry my armpits now.
Well, you're welcome back anytime, Nate.
Anytime.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So be sure to follow us on Instagram at Sisters of the Shire Podcast. You could become a patron and join our Patreon at patreon.com/Sisters of the Shire Podcast. You could become a dwarf friend of the Shire, like our friend Dan, or elf friends of the Shire, like Christine and Tom. Remember, you too could be a victim like my husband. I mean, a player like
A
my
willing
husband.
participant.
A willing participant to do a trivia episode with us, Patreons only, or special cases like my husband, built-in volunteer. So be
Does
sure
he
to
get a
sign
treat
up.
after this?
Oh, he's gonna get a treat.
You're going to go take him out for ice cream or something. Good job.
Gelato, probably.
Gelato, yeah.
Like when you have to go get shots at the doctor, you get a good
Oh, yeah. I want an ice cream cup.
Do you want to go pick up
Yes.
a prize from the treasure chest?
Yes.
Yes. Amazing.
Be sure to rate us on whatever platform you listen to your podcast on. We did have some world dominations. Netherlands overtook Canada. I mean, I'm not sure of two very nice countries, and now they're battling. Not sure how I'm going to feel about that. Also, Japan is moving up the ranks. It was 36th, and now it's 33rd. And
Ooh.
now Iceland is 37th. So people are starting to binge. It sounds like got to finish it to the end. But keep
Awesome.
it up, guys.
Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you, Nate, for being here. And thank you, Ashley, for putting together this fun trivia episode. And no thanks to myself for butchering questions. I am so sorry.
You did great.
I'm so glad you're here. And I've been Abby.
I've been Ashley.
And I've been Nathan.
Yeah. And we've been the Sisters of the Shire plus Nathan podcast. And we're so glad you joined us. And we're so glad you joined us, and we hope you join us next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.